Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name remains Comfort Oladayo Adebiru. And if you're here to subscribe, you should kindly do so because of the valuable content being put on this channel. So today we'll be talking about visa application and how to apply from Nigeria, and maybe the information we'll be putting out today might be useful to people also applying from other African countries. And although I'm studying in Italy, when I was coming I applied for my visa right from the UK. So I think that some things might be a little bit different. So now I've brought with me on board Simi, who applied for a visa from Nigeria. She's also a student studying in Italy. So we'll be shedding more light on the visa application process, telling you most especially how to book the hotel reservation, the things you need to know, the flight reservation, and the travel health insurance. If you think that you are on the visa application process from Nigeria, I'm sure this video would be very, very useful for you. So kindly stay tuned. So hi guys, welcome back yet again. So without wasting much time, we'll just be going straight to the point. But first of all, I'll be asking Simi to just give a brief introduction about herself. So Simi, you can go ahead.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Simi. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm a student in Italy, the University of Salerno, studying food engineering at the Department of Industrial Engineering in Salerno.
Okay, that's very much good. Thank you, Simi, for coming on board. So what year did you start studying in Italy? So this is like your first year, right?
Yes.
So you applied for visa in Nigeria in 2020 or 2021?
2022, last year.
Oh, 2022. Oh, yeah, that's true. Can you walk us through like a brief overview of what the visa application is about in Nigeria? What documents are like needed for you to be able to apply for the visa from Nigeria?
Okay, so the process is simple or not simple, depending on the kind of person you are, because a lot of people don't like to legalize. They think something hard, but I don't think it's something hard because the embassy has to confirm the authenticity of your documents and for them to give you like a go ahead or a green light to go for your visa. So basically, when you get your admission, after applying, you pre-enroll on the university. After pre-enrolling on the university, then you wait for the pre-enrollment to be approved. When it's approved and sent to the embassy, then that's when you can go for your legalization. But before your legalization, you have to translate and authenticate. Authentication means like you take your documents to the Ministry of Education, the educational documents to the Ministry of Education, and you take your educational documents and your non-educational documents to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja. After that, then you can do your translation. You have to visit the embassy's website to know the approved translators. I think about now there are currently 3. So there are 3 of them: Grange, Isa, and I don't remember the other man's name. Cassette.
We could put it in the description box later on.
Yeah, Cassette Jan. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. So there are 3. So after that, once you are done with this, you need to ensure that your documents are free of mistake, your international passports, your birth certificates, and other things are rhyming together in terms of your name and everything. And there shouldn't be mistake in any of your documents. Even in the translation, you should also make sure that they are not, you don't have mistakes, because yes, the people translating for you too are not, they are human beings. So you need to check your grade error and maybe your CGPA error and some other things, like things that are really not Italian, in the Italian language, because you cannot graduate with 2 point something and someone is writing 3 point something. So you'll be sent back during the legalization. So after that, then literally you can go apply for your visa, you book an appointment on the TLS with the dates. Then after that, you go for your visa application where you'll be needing the documents you took in for legalization. After you've gotten the DOV, then you get
What is the DOV?
The DOV is called Declaration of Value. It is used to like convert your Nigerian degree to an Italian one for them to be able to properly pre-enroll you to the Italian university when you arrive. So for people who need DOV are the people who graduated in Nigeria. So if you have like a foreign degree and you are from Nigeria, you need to go apply for the CHIME, which is, I think, the statement of comparability. So once you have that, you can now, apply for your visa. So you have the statement of account, the your payslip, tax clearance. You could just check on the TLS website. They have like the requirements you need to apply, because some of these requirements depends on the person. It depends on each person's application. Some people may not present some things depending, maybe they're Erasmus students or, so each of these things, like the visa application is distinct to one person. It is distinct to a particular person. Like what I submitted is not what you submitted. What my friend submitted will not definitely be what I submitted. So, and literally, I think that's like the summary of the whole stuff. Yes.
Okay. That's very good. So let's say I would want us to discuss it in like two ways. So let's say I'm a scholarship student. Maybe I got the Italian government scholarship now. What are like the kind of documents I need to provide? Is it just the legalized documents, that is my certificate, transcript, birth certificates, and the DOV, and the application, this application document? What would I be needing? The tax clearance? What else would?
If you are a scholarship recipient, you, like me, I was a scholarship recipient, but I still submitted the tax clearance, but some of my friends did not. So I don't force people who are on scholarship. I really don't think it's compulsory, but I think it's good you try to get it, because even if you're on scholarship does not mean that they cannot still, ask you to present it. So imagine you submitted your application and they ask you to go and get tax clearance certificates that maybe takes 3 weeks or 1 month. So it's just because it's written in the prerequisites for the student visa. So I think it's preferable you get it. Yeah, something like that. So I think it's preferable.
It's the tax clearance is not necessarily because you're a scholarship student or you're a self-sponsored student. Anybody, like irrespective, you are required to provide a tax clearance according to the website, right?
It's not that it's compulsory. It's not really compulsory, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry.
Yeah.
Because for me, I submitted that, and for example, it depends on the type of scholarship you have, and it depends on what your scholarship is covering, because there are different types of scholarship. There are some scholarship that come with tuition and accommodation, so it depends. There are different combinations of scholarship. There are some scholarship is just tuition and they are paying you, so you still need to and yes, it's a scholarship, but most of them that I know of don't pay for your flight tickets. So even if you're on scholarship, does not mean you will not present money in your account. You still need to have your flights, maybe some money you will still use, maybe when you get to Italy for some time till you get paid. That does not mean that you present account statement of 5 naira or 10 naira. Then I am thinking they will. I don't know anybody has done something like that. Maybe. So literally, that's basically it. So you need to present. For me, when I did mine, I still presented like I was not on scholarship, because by that
Oh,
time I did my legalization twice. Like, I had issues. So I cannot now, at that point, someone calling me again to bring documents when it was already September. Yeah. So it was So I just, submitted my 6 month statement, my sponsor 6 month statement, our pay slip, 6 months, the tax clearance, our ID card, our employment letter, a promotion letter, depending. And some people I heard, they add landed documents, maybe they have businesses, they add it, depending on. That's why I said in this case, it is very distinct depending on the person. The application depends on what you have and what your sponsor has. So
yeah.
so
Well, that's very good. Thank you. And so, let's say in addition to your visa application form, when I was applying, I knew I had to also show proof of accommodation, but then I got the school still. Yeah. But so for people who do not have like access, or they've not been able to get the school still, so how do they show like the hotel reservation? Like, what is the duration they have to book for? And could you like suggest maybe a website and any relevant information that will be necessary while booking?
Yes, for example, for those who don't have accommodation as part of maybe the package, or they are not on scholarship, they should try to go to, I think, booking.com.
Okay.
Yes, booking.com is better. And there are other websites you can book on booking.com. I advise that you should book for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, because I don't think it's advisable you staying maybe in a hostel or apartment, because even um, technically, when you arrive that week, if you don't have like an accommodation, you can definitely get you're on ground now, you can look for the house and compare like to your budget and everything,
Yeah.
and if you have roommates or flatmates or whatever. Yeah. So that's why just 3-4 weeks is okay to me. Then maybe in the letter of, you can tell the embassy that when you arrive, you look for an accommodation and all. So then you book for flights using apps like maybe Wakana, but for me, I prefer Ethiopian Airline, because using the app, you can just reserve and pay later, in which you don't really need to pay at that time. So yeah. So and you can do it on your own. It's just quite simple, just like booking like a normal flight. The only difference is you just select the option of pay later. And another thing to note is that yes, I know that in the flight reservation, you also need to know where you are going to. You cannot be schooling in a particular place and you are booking like a very weird airport. Like, you have to know where you are going to, like the closest airport to your school, and wherever you are to sleep, make sure that the place is not far from your school. Not like, for example, let's use it in the Nigerian context. Your school is in Ibadan, then you are booking an accommodation in Oyo. It does not make sense. Like, kilometers far away from the school. Some people too, they have maybe relatives they can stay with, for example. But once the relative is not in the town where you are staying, the person
becomes
cannot.
suspicious.
Yes, the person cannot stand saying that the person will stay with you. The person can only be your sponsor, but you can't stay with the person. Like, it's not possible. So because the distance is will be too much. Another thing is that when you're also booking the flight and the accommodation, you should try to choose the one closest to your school and the one cheaper in money. Because if, for example, your proof of fund is 5 million and you are going to choose maybe a flight of 2 million, then and maybe you are also choosing an accommodation that is 2 million and you have 5 million, you should judge the case. It's really not
True.
because what else do you want to live on, like when you arrive? So these are some of the things I feel that
You should
be
take note of.
yes.
Okay,
Like
so in terms of, you mentioned something about distance. So I don't know how kilometer, like maybe
I
like the
really don't
measurement,
because it
but in
depends
terms of maybe like hour, is it okay to have like a hostel accommodation which is like 1 hour away,
I
or
really
it's too
don't know,
much?
but
Okay.
it's good that the place you are booking shouldn't be far from your school. Like
Mm.
not booking probably another town. Maybe your school is in Milan and you're going to book another town. It's very, suspicious. To
Mm.
me, I don't know. People may not see it that way, but I cannot be schooling where I'm schooling and go and be booking an accommodation in Napoli. It's not possible.
Oh, yeah, no, that's quite far.
Actually, Napoli is 30 minutes away from here, so it's not far.
Oh, 30
But
minutes. Interesting.
it will also be like so they would they would
Yeah. But
oh
well, either ways, since it's Nigeria, it's fine. I would advise that you just book an accommodation that is maybe close. Then maybe when you get here and you feel like it's too
yeah, you
expensive,
can yes,
then you can look
you
for
can even take
somewhere.
your come to school after your visa is approved. You can do anything you like. If you even like
Yeah.
go and be staying in Lokoja, like a distance, it's not what it's.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So you mentioned that the flights that you could use for reservation, like the flight airlines that you could use for reservation, Ethiopia Airline. Then you mentioned Wakana. Wakana is like a third party organization, or is it also an airline?
No, it's like I don't know how they call them. Yes, third party. Some
Okay.
people use it, but I really don't know how to book reservations of
Okay.
Wakana. I don't remember, but the only one I
Mm.
remember is Ethiopian Airline.
Ethiopia Airline. Okay. Okay. Then for the hotel or hostel accommodation, when you're booking, you also have to like consider the free cancellation thing, right?
Yes, some people can decide to use MC cards, and I remember during my time, I didn't I booked an accommodation, but I didn't later submit it during my time. But I
Okay.
remember the person was saying there are people that give option like maybe you book the accommodation, maybe your visa appointment is tomorrow, you book the accommodation today. Some people will say maybe free cancellation on Monday or
Mm.
something. Some people like the one I booked, I remember it was you pay when you arrive. So like
Yeah.
there are some host. I don't know if the embassy accepts hostels. I have no idea, but I think some hostels too can work. Like if you book
Like
some
school hostel.
no, like there are hostels in
Okay,
some
okay, okay.
cities
Yeah, I get it.
that just maybe like 20 euros per night or something, or
Mm.
maybe 15. There are hostels like that. Even on booking.com, the hostels are there. Like you could also
Mm.
choose them and get the
Nice. Nice.
reservation. So
Okay, I think this will be like the last thing I'll be asking about the travel health insurance, because when I was booking mine in the UK, I used VFS Global. That's the name of the visa organization that the Italian government made available in the UK. In Nigeria, it's TLS Contact, but in the UK, it's VFS Global. So when you're about submitting your visa application, I think they will tell you that, oh, you need a travel medical insurance, and they kept the link to a third party. So it was quite easy for me. I didn't have to start searching for, oh, which organization can I use for travel medical insurance. I just clicked on the link and just kept like, maybe was it a month or so, maybe 3 weeks. I can't remember exactly what I used. So it was quite easy. But in Nigeria, what are like reputable travel agency, insurance agencies, institutions that you can make use of?
there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them, but I think for me, when I was coming, I used AXA Mansard because uh, it was easy for me because I had an account with GTB because AXA Mansard is
Okay.
GT. And I also heard from someone that Allianz is good. So some people use Allianz. And I think AXA Mansard, I think AXA. I don't know if they are the same thing, and Allianz. Like I don't know if it's like an international organization that is also in Nigeria, but I also know that that name of insurance also exists in Italy. So I don't know if they are the same thing. I've never really asked, but I don't know. Maybe I've never inquired or tried to check. So maybe not.
Okay. So like how many months do you need to book?
For me, I would say it's preferable to do the one of 1 year because
1 year? Wow.
yes, I did the one of 1 year because personally in my region, if you do less than that, they usually reject it when you want to do your health permit. I'm sorry, your permit. Yes.
Sorry, let me ask a question. So it means that in your school, like your region, the insurance, the health insurance you did from Nigeria is valid.
Yes, because when I arrived, I think few months or maybe like few months later, I also used that health insurance to collect like the temporary health insurance for Italy for 6 months, in which they
Without
gave me.
paying.
Yes,
Wow,
yes,
interesting.
it was a temporary one. So maybe because I had an insurance of 1 year, maybe that's why I was given. So it's I don't know. There was someone, or it's possible that some regions, I heard people do 3 months. I don't know. It depends on, but really, the difference in amount between the 3 months, the 6 months, and the 1 year is just maybe 3K, 2K difference.
From
Because
Nigeria.
it's not really good that when you now want to do those things, then they are telling you it is expired or they can't accept it. Another one is when you now consider the cost, you now be like, it's haven't been better that I did 1 year. I've even seen some people who did 2 years.
Wow.
They have 2 years health insurance. Yeah.
That's quite interesting because here in Padova, I don't know if it's really valid. We have to pay another amount of money for insurance for like each year. At the time you want to apply for like your residence permit. So that's quite good. So you guys heard what she says. She mentioned the names of some insurance companies, and I'm sure that would be able to put the lists like maybe of others, or even if it's just the ones that we mentioned in this video in the description box, so you can always like check. But let me ask, maybe on the visa application website, that's the TLS, is there like a specific amount of maybe months that they require for the visa application, or it's not stated, so you have to use your discretion for the insurance?
The normal law that the Schengen region allows is that the insurance must cover, I think, 33,000
euros
or something. It has like specific things it must cover. So when you go to the insurance, you tell them you want a Schengen insurance, so it must cover that
amount. Okay, so that means details are on the website. The link will be in the description. Just you have to make your own research yourself, so I'm not just feed on what people are telling you. Even though this information might be quite right and accurate, personal research is very, 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 very much important. Then let me just say like the last tip before we would, call this off. For the proof of funds, do you have like an idea of maybe like the amount that is sufficient, or like maybe when you want to like submit, maybe the website, maybe there's a stated amount that you have to provide this before you can get the visa, like to show that you can sustain yourself also?
Yeah, that's why, like you said, you have to make your research. Like on the TLS website, there are some documents or PDF for different types of visa applications that if you go to the site and you search well, it's easily downloadable, and you can see like the requirements you need for the university, the study visa, the tourist. So different types of visas are there. So I think this year, I don't know, from what I saw on the TLS website, I think it's 6,090 euros per year. So
6,090 euros per year. Do you have to provide for the 2 years or just for 1 year when you're applying for the visa?
I really don't know, because a lot of people argue about that, saying this is just for 1 year, blah blah blah. But for me, when I read things, I try to translate it as an English speaker. When someone tells you 6,090 euros per year, the person, if the person wanted it to be 1 year, the person would have stated it there. So I read, documents like the one the ministry put out is still the same English they use per year. So I think for me, if you are coming for a master's degree, per year means 2 years. If you are coming for a bachelor's degree, per year means 3 years. So that's my own translation. So you can try 1 year. If they give you the visa, glory be to God. It's
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So it depends. I'm not a visa officer. Neither am I don't know, someone that works at the consulate. So
yeah, true. So thank you so much, Simi, for coming on board today and for sharing these tips. So just one last word or advice you'd like to give to those who are about applying for their visa. What advice can you give to them at this period that would help them, put in a good visa application?
My advice is that just know what you are doing. Don't submit fake documents. And don't submit a doctored proof of funds or all those things that people do, because when you do, there's also a repercussion for it. And try to, I used to say something, try to put yourself in the position of the person that would approve your visa. Be logical too. Yeah. So try to make your research and do what is right. Yes, because try to do what is right, the 6-month statements, whatever you are asked to provide, just try to do that and just leave the rest for God. So
Amen. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Simi. You guys should, thank her for all of this information she has provided. And if you have questions, please drop them in the comment section, and do well to like this video. Don't audit or keep it to yourself. Tell a friend, or even if it is an enemy, just be nice. Share this video. Tell everyone that you think it might just be useful for, and you never can tell who you would be helping. So till next time, do stay comforted. Ciao.